The idea of a standing army simply means a military force that exists even when we're not at war. So a standing army is an army that is constituted, and then it's what we have today, an army that's there ready to fight to defend the country. The idea of whether or not to have a standing army is something of a dilemma, and was something of a dilemma for the founding generation, because on the one hand, they viewed it as a potential menace. This is a military force that an oppressive government could use to tyrannize the people. They were very concerned about that. On the other hand, if you don't have a standing army, how are you going to fight off foreign powers that might try to come and either take over the United States or just sort of break off chunks of the country? We had the Spanish had designs and in fact occupied the state of Florida. And then we had the French, of course, before we bought the Louisiana Territory for them. And even the Russians had designs on the Pacific Northwest. So the idea that we would not have any sort of a military force that could provide sort of protection from foreign powers, I think was too much to contemplate. So the Constitution specifically empowers the government of the United States to create a standing army, also a navy. And very early on in our history, those military forces were in fact created. But then the idea was, well, we're going to need some way to sort of offset this potentially tyrannical power of a standing army and a navy. And basically the body that will provide that offset or that counterbalance will be militias. Now, militia is an important word here and has a different meaning now than it did then, and certainly something we can discuss. But the idea was that ordinary citizens would be able to take up arms to resist the federal government, including the standing army that it was empowered to create and did create shortly after ratification of the Constitution.